Well, let's bring in our senior political analyst, Marwan Bishara, joining us now live from Skype. Marwan, good to see you. This is certainly a decision that we did anticipate was coming. Benny Gantz had issued basically an ultimatum saying that he would leave the war cabinet if there was no day after plan for Gaza. Certainly not a surprise, but definitely significant.
It is significant as far as Israeli politics is concerned, but Israeli politics is quite a circus. This is the thing about Israel. It's known in the West to be a vibrant democracy. In reality, it's a political circus / ideological cesspool. A whole bunch of racists and liars and quite manipulators like Netanyahu and others who keep stabbing each other in the back and the front, who keep lying to each other. Netanyahu himself is, of course, known in Israel as a serial liar, a pathological liar. His own partner, Smotrich, called him the liar of all liars. So you can imagine politics is politics in Israel, right? I mean, people quit, people go in, people go out. We will see if this will actually lead to a change of government or to an early elections. My reading is Netanyahu is not about to call for an early election because he knows he's most likely to lose. Hence, he's going to try and hold to his 64 out of 120 majority. The only way forward for a new early elections is either that the Benny Gantz of Israel will lead massive demonstrations that paralyze the country at a time of war, which I kind of doubt, or the Shas party, the sort of religious or ultra-religious Oriental party, leaves the government. Then there's a good chance that there will be early elections.
And Marwan, this resignation comes despite a call from Benjamin Netanyahu trying to convince Gantz to stay on, trying to continue this message of unity. What do you make of his decision to leave anyway?
Gantz, and as far as we know from the history of politics in Israel, cannot stand Netanyahu. Netanyahu has already stabbed him in the back, like he stabbed and undermined a whole number of others, including probably 6 opposition leaders today. They've all been either stabbed in the back or undermined by Netanyahu at one point or another. And that's why Netanyahu ended up, in fact, with a more fanatical and more fascist. He would have liked to stay more with the likes of Gantz and others. But he ended up with sort of the more fanatical, giving him a kind of a bad image, if you will, in the United States and other places. But for the time being, I think Gantz is trying to jump on the opportunity that, despite the rescuing of 4 hostages, 4 captives the past 24 hours, Israel is not doing very well in Gaza, and it's not doing very well in the Middle East or in the world. Israel has failed miserably. And Netanyahu would not define the endgame in Gaza because actually he and his other fanatical ministers want ethnically cleanse Gaza, destroy the West Bank and the Palestinian Authority, and basically create a dominant one state called Israel from the river to the sea. Right? I mean, this is the racist Zionist program of Netanyahu and his ilk in the government. But he won't make that known. And hence, you will see that there are others, like Gantz, who would probably want to suggest an alternative with the help of the United States. That does foresee some kind of a more, let's call it pragmatic endgame, with bringing in the Palestinian Authority, bringing in the Saudis, the Gulfis, and others in order to create some kind of a future under Israeli oversight. Now, in the United States or even here in Europe, they would like to call this a centrist program. It's not centrist. Or if it is centrist, let's just call a spade a spade, it's also genocidal. Because Gantz and Eisenkot and others, they are the ones who led the war in Gaza, on Gaza, the past 8 months. It's not Netanyahu. Netanyahu is not a military man. So it was, in fact, Gantz, Eisenkot, and Gallant are the people who carried the genocide in Gaza. So if they want to call him centrist and a partner to the Biden administration, fine, call him a centrist. But he is a war criminal. And he is a genocidal general And he has a record from back from 2014 when he boasted about bombing Gaza back to the Stone Age.
Right, Marwan Bishara, always good to get your analysis. That's Marwan Bishara, Al Jazeera's senior political analyst, joining us from Paris.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.